Welcome back. Well, Manipur Chief Minister N. Biren Singh met the Governor L. Acharya along with more than 20 MLAs amid a fresh bout of violence in the state. The Chief Minister reached Raj Bhavan along with MLAs at around 11 a.m. and the meeting took place at the Governor House. It lasted for about an hour. Sources are telling Times Now that the Chief Minister highlighted external threats after the use of drones and rockets by militants in the last few days. Sources say that the Chief Minister, Biren Singh, also raised the issue of having a unified command. Here's a report filed by my colleague Priyank on what happened in the meeting.
Key pointers which I'm getting to know through sources is that N. Biren Singh and his cabinet has moved a proposal of a unified command in the hand of the state government. It's very important because there are multiple forces which are trying to control the situation on the ground since months, and which include Army, BSF, CRPF and central forces have already been deployed. So what N. Biren Singh wants through his cabinet, the proposal which is expected to be given to the governor right now, which is being given, and then that will be forwarded to the Home Ministry, that the state government should be given a unified command. That's what the key point of the meeting could be. The second thing is that the uses of external forces, because the manner in which these drone attacks are being carried out, which is certainly very scary. Our viewers will be shocked to know that barely 20 kilometers away from this location, where Raj Bhavan and the CM House is, drones are being hurled from drones. I beg your pardon, bombs are being hurled from drones, which is certainly making it very complex for the security forces to control the situation. Although we know that there are anti-drone mechanisms which the central forces have been using, but it is very difficult to keep all these anti-drone mechanisms in civilian area. We have seen the manner in which in this particular week, multiple people have died from both ethnic communities, which is certainly a very scary thing. What the state government wants is to have a unified control in their hands so that they are very well within its power. Because what is happening right now, that post the border of Chuda Chandpur, where the other members of the other ethnic communities have been saying the state police is not allowed to go. Only in this area the state police is there. On the other side, Army and CRPF have been deployed.
Meanwhile, security has been heightened across the state following the fresh bout of violence that left 7 people dead. Officials say that the situation is tense but now under control. The SPs of various districts, in coordination with the security forces, are continuously monitoring the situation. The Assam Rifles has deployed anti-drone systems in the fringe areas of Imphal Valley to repel any rogue drones. The CRPF has handed an anti-drone system to the state police for deployment. And on Saturday, prohibitory orders were also imposed in the Jiribam district, where, as per the police, militants entered the house of a person and shot him dead in his sleep. Now, ethnically diverse, the area, which is largely untouched by the violence in the Imphal Valley and adjoining hills, erupted in violence after a 59-year-old man belonging to one community was killed allegedly by the militants of another community in June. We have a reaction coming in from a representative of the Coordination Committee on Manipur Integrity. Take a look.
Over the past few days, there were certain incidents of drone bombing happening in several parts of Imphal West areas, killing many people and injuring several others. And today again, right from early morning, there were 2 missile attacks which is being shot from a very long range of around 7 kilometers apart from the actual spot of blasting the missile, and this has been considered as one of the most deadly attack.
Well, Times Now's Priyank Tripathi is in Imphal and has filed this report to show you how the forces on ground are using anti-drone systems to repel drones that are being used to drop bombs in civilian areas in Manipur. Watch this report.
मणिपुर में हो रही हिंसा के बीच सबसे बड़ा खतरा जो निकल के सामने आया है वो ड्रोन के जरिए बड़े बड़े बॉम्ब्स को गिराना, जिसके कारण काफी लोगों की जानें भी जाती जा रही हैं। लेकिन अब सुरक्षा एजेंसियां और जो यहाँ पे एजेंसियां हैं, जो सेंट्रल एजेंसीज हैं, उन्होंने एक एंटी ड्रोन सिस्टम भी अपने पास रख लिया है, जिसके जरिए इस पूरी समस्या से निपटा जा सकता है। मेरे हाथ में जो आप ये छोटी सी चीज देख रहे हैं, इसे एंटी ड्रोन सिस्टम कहते हैं। जो भी ऑपरेटर होता है वो इसे यहाँ इस तरीके से पकड़ता है और यहाँ से फ्रीक्वेंसी निकलती है जो कि 30 डिग्री के एंगल में आगे जाती है, और 30 डिग्री के रेंज में अगर मुझे कोई ड्रोन दिख रहा है तो मैं वहीं के वहीं उसको ब्लॉक कर दूंगा। इसका मैकेनिज्म बहुत सिंपल सा है कि अगर ड्रोन जो होते हैं 2 तरीके से काम करते हैं। एक, जो जीपीएस जो है, जो सिम कार्ड के जरिए उसको फ्रीक्वेंसी देता है, कोऑर्डिनेट्स होता है, वो सबसे ज्यादा महत्वपूर्ण चीज होता है। दूसरी चीज होती है जो ऑपरेटर होता है वो उस ड्रोन को चला रहा होता है और उसके जरिए वो अपना जो एक्सेस है उस जगह पे ड्रोन के जरिए अपना कोई भी आत्मघाती और ये हमला होता है जो लोगों की जान ले सकता है उसको करता है। ये जो इक्विपमेंट है ये काफी ज्यादा महत्वपूर्ण होता है क्योंकि इसके सामने से जो फ्रीक्वेंसी निकलती है, अगर हमारे कैमरा से में दिखाएं तो 30 डिग्री के जोन तक ये फ्रीक्वेंसी चली जाती है और 30 डिग्री के जोन में अगर वो ड्रोन लॉक हो जाता है तो उसकी फ्रीक्वेंसी बिल्कुल खत्म होकर के वो सेफ लैंडिंग पे जाती है।
Well, breaking updates coming in. A second meeting also took place at the residence of the Manipur Chief Minister N. Biren Singh after the delegation submitted the memorandum to the governor. Sources say that the Chief Minister has put in a demand of giving control of the unified command in the state's hand. My colleague Priyank Tripathi joins us on the broadcast. Priyank, meeting taking place after the delegation had met the governor. What are the details of this second meeting?
Yes, Sati Pratibha, the meeting has concluded and it is certainly based on the demands of unified control and only 15 MLAs have taken part. But we are going to give you a live demo of how this anti-drone system has been working, which has come up as the major threat for the security forces. You can see this is the anti-drone which is being now used by the central paramilitary forces where a senior official is handling in. These are the exclusive visuals only for the viewers of Times of Pratibha, where you can see that how this anti-drone system is locking that particular drone which is flying on top of the area, and this particular drone is now being locked, and there you can see exclusive visuals where we can see that how this drone has been locked by the security forces, and by this the drone is coming down. Why this is important? Because over the period of last few days it has become as a major threat for the security establishment, where all these drones are becoming the biggest threat. So what this machine does, this machine locks the location in the range of 30 degree of location. This particular machine blocks it. This is called anti-drone system, and then this anti-drone system locks this particular drone. Let me show you. This is the drone which has been locked. It is not moving to any other location. And why this is important? Because we will show you visually. We are on one of the most important location where you can see that both the terrains are there, which is dominated by both the committees. On one side, this is a hilly terrain where one committee holds a very strong hold. RPG launchers and semi-automatic and automatic weapons have been used. On the other side, there are committees which is on the mainland. So on mainland, those committees and those villages have been on the key target of all these, militants, and that is the reason because of which it is taking a biggest threat. What is also worrying that the latest drone attack had happened 20 kilometers away from the Chief Minister's residence. So if you talk about the aerial distance, if it's being operated from a very good height, then certainly it will be very difficult for the agencies to hold on. This is what we were talking about, because why we have come here, because people were very much afraid that if they are sleeping inside the home at night, if the big dignitary is also sleeping, whether someone can come and drop a drone. It was happening from the enemy territories, but this is happening from Indian soil. So this anti-drone system, which is right here in front of us, has a laser technique, and the laser certainly blocks the movement of the drone, and then it can be saved. So the biggest worry for the people of Manipur, which was the drone attack, is now being countered by the security establishment. This is what we were looking for, and these are the exclusive visuals which establishes how agencies have been working. On the other side, there's a high-level meeting which has just concluded at the residence of the Chief Minister of the state. Earlier to that, we saw that for a day, for 1 hour, this meeting had happened, and now multiple meetings have concluded where the unified control demand has been raised by the CM's office.
Okay, so drones were used, and it also injured several people. So you just showed us, Priyank, like you mentioned, the exclusive visuals of the anti-drone systems that have been put in place to repel the drones that are being used to drop bombs, and especially in civilian areas. So Priyank, what is the situation like there? You mentioned that there was a fresh bout of violence, but we're told that the situation has now come under control. All right, we'll go back to Priyank for that update. The use of drones to mount attacks. This is new to the clashes in Manipur. And the Manipur Chief Minister Biren Singh and 18 MLAs had met the governor after the recent outbreak of violence in the state. Remember, the Assam Rifles, also in response to the attacks, has also deployed anti-drone systems. We just gave you an exclusive peek into what these anti-drone systems look like. Okay, Priyank is back with us. Yes, Priyank, what's the situation on the ground?
See, the situation certainly escalates in the evening because we are at a location, Pratibha, although the gunfight is not visible. But what we have seen in the past, what I have also personally monitored, is a big firing which has happened over the period of, long time and since evening. So post sunset, those militants who are based in these hilly terrain area, and we are not just telling because for the sake of TV, it's a fact, it is established fact that there are very big rocket launchers right inside these two mountains, which keep on firing in the evening. Whenever they find that there is a movement from the members of other ethnic community from the mainland, there is firing, shelling, which has been seen every day. We don't know that whether it can start right now or it will take some more time. There are the multiple volunteers who have also, been on the ground to stop it. So right now what is happening, that there are multiple factors. One, the insurgency which happens from Myanmar side, because whenever the Myanmar army pushes those militia towards the Indian side, they try to enter Indian side, and then Indian side also open fire. There's another aspect which is also important, is a fight in between both the ethnic community, which has taken such a turn that they have not been using only a small pompey gun, which is a big pipe gun where the ammunition is being put in, and then the gun is certainly shelling multiple ammunition on the other side. But now, right now, in the latest trend, country-made rocket launchers have been used. But that was also, somehow manageable, because the rocket launcher could have taken a trajectory and could have landed at a distance of 1 or 2 kilometers. But we are talking about these drones. If the drone is being operated from the top of the mountain, Pratibha, then the aerial distance will be much, much more than what it can do. It can go till 5 kilometers of range if we talk about the aerial distance. And while talking about the land distance, then certainly that can be of 10 kilometers. That is the reason because which agencies were very worried, because multiple central agencies and multiple central forces have also been working on the ground to keep the situation under control till the time a common solution is being fought, because this is not a normal thing which is for one individual. This is a part of the committees. That's why this drone system, which we have been showing exclusively to our viewers, is playing a major role, because if the shelling of the drone weapon through these drones happen on the other side, it can be very difficult. Once again, I'll show you. It's a very light weight, a machine which is built up in India. This is an Indian make, anti-drone system. The operator operates from here. So once he identifies the movement of the drone, because the drone has a blinking, light in the night, he targets the drone and then he pulls it down. While pulling it down, it is also important, because the bomb did not explode it if it was going to a particular location. That did not happen, and that's how lives can be saved. We know it for the fact that multiple solutions are being sought by the central government and the state government. Both the committees are not at all willing to come and sit on the table so that the solution can be taken out. But at this moment where drones are throwing bombs, which can come at any moment, these factors, these machines are playing a major role to give some sort of relief to people. You can imagine if someone is sleeping, because there are small villages here. If Vimal can show, Vimal, those small houses, if our camera can zoom in, I'll show you, Pratibha. So these are the small houses, which are the small, villages, which are the target of different militant group. And to target innocent individual is the easiest thing for them. So from the top of the mountain, if the bombs are being dropped through with the help of these drone, that makes life more miserable and more dangerous and more vulnerable for anyone who's staying here.
Okay, all right. Priyank, stay safe. Thank you for getting us those exclusive inputs of the anti-drone systems that have been put in place. We come back to you for those updates. For now, viewers, we're slipping into a very short break here. We'll be right back.